woke up early. I never sleep that well in hotels. So I've already been down to breakfast, was the first one down there. Answered all my emails, replied to some inquiries. It's always hard this time of year to get back to all the inquiries and when you're flying and all that. Wi-Fi's patchy in the airport, etc. But yeah, caught up with all of that and even edited a quick little teaser film from my wedding in Poland. Not really a teaser film, like a couple of clips that I'm going to share. I always like to get something out quite quickly just so the couple have got something to see while I work on like the longer films. So I'm going to send that over to them, and this place actually has a pool, so I think I'm going to jump in the pool quickly before I have to check out and move on again. Didn't get to swim. It was like a torrential storm over Nice, which is always worrying when it wasn't on the weather forecast at all. Said it was a sunny day. Always just concerns me about the wedding day. Seems to be it's going to be wall-to-wall sunshine for the next week in Nice, so should be good for the wedding day, because I'm not really prepared for any sort of terrible weather because it's been saying sun, sun, sun every time I've checked. But yeah, we'll play it by ear. Picked up the car. It's bigger than I thought it would be. It's always the way with the rentals that you often don't really get what you ordered. The guy was trying very hard to upgrade me to all sorts of more expensive cars, which he seemed a bit annoyed about when I said no. And the hard sell on the insurance as well. I'm not going to say categorically it's the case, because, you know, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure you never have to take insurance from them if you've got third party. So I always purchase third-party insurance with the people that I rent the car from. So it's normally like a third-party broker. And you can actually buy annual insurance. If I remember, I'll try and put a link to one in the description of this video. Something I haven't done yet, but you can buy like annual third-party insurance that covers you everywhere, all over the world for rental cars, which is useful because then you never have to think about it. But you'll always get the hard sell at the airport with them. Trying to tell you that you need their insurance or whatever. The deal basically always is, if you haven't done this, is you're getting back, you will have to pay for the damage yourself, and then you get the money back from your insurance company. So there is a moment where you will have to pay, and so it's a fair point that you might not want that, but they always sort of word it in a way as if it means you're not insured, which just isn't true. And particularly in Italy, I've had it where they've really tried to convince me that isn't enough coverage, even though they don't know what I've got for third party. They'll say, oh, what you've got isn't enough coverage, and it's just nonsense. The third party I get covers everything, you know, roof, under the car, wheels, all sorts. So yeah, if anything, it might be, you know, more comprehensive than what they have. But I can see the logic in if you have their insurance, then you can basically just not worry about it at all. But you know, but you're paying a lot more money for that, so sort of up to you. But I wouldn't get tricked by them trying to sort of tell you need it, because I'm pretty sure, obviously I haven't rented cars in every country in the world, but I'm pretty sure that's not normally the case. Anyway, that's a boring chat about car insurance. I am now heading to, actually, so I've said before, I have a few days before the wedding. It just worked out that it was better just to fly straight here than go back to the UK. So I'm actually driving over the border to Italy, because I like Italy, I like the food. Actually going there with my family for a few days, so that means, well, one thing, that's another car rental thing, is that does mean you have to pay a fee, and I didn't know what it was, and it was more than I thought it would be. It was about 60 euros. It's basically a cross-border fee that you have to pay the car rental company, even though we're literally going to the next town over the border. It couldn't be closer to France, but you cross that border, you have to pay a cross-border fee, which I was aware of, I just didn't ever know how much it was. So bear that in mind, because it's cost me that much money just to go to Italy for a few days in the car. But this bit of France and that bit of Italy, it's pretty much impossible to get around. You can get a train along the coast, but we're staying up into the sort of mountainous area a little bit, and pretty much you're not getting around without a car. So yeah, that is the next few days, going to Italy basically just for the food because I'm just a fan. Then back into Nice for the wedding. and I'm actually flying straight off the day after the wedding back to Poland again. And the wedding there is actually my brother's wedding. They have someone filming it. We came up with the sort of, I wanted to do something for them for the wedding, so I am going to edit their film, and I will get my camera out here and there and just get some sort of creative shots because I can't help myself, but I'm not going to get in the guy's way. He sort of knows he's giving me the footage. He's a local videographer, but yeah, I'm sort of counting it as another wedding because I am going to do a little bit of filming, so it means I need all my gear, and also I am going to be editing it, so you know, it is a thing I'll be editing, but obviously a fun one to do. It's going to be odd because I'm doing a speech as best man to sort of edit that. Not sure about that, but yeah, anyway, so that means this is a bit of a crazy quick stop. Italy, France, then straight back to Krakow this time rather than Warsaw for my brother's wedding, and then finally, I'll have been away for 2 weeks, back to the UK. And luckily I don't think I have a wedding for a little while after that, maybe a few weeks. So a little bit of a break. I definitely say if you want to get into doing these sort of weddings, yeah, I think I said this before on a vlog, but you definitely have to price in a way that means you don't have to take as many jobs in a year. It's not just the fact that going overseas and everything, there's always extra expenses, you know. There's already been expenses on this trip, parking, fuels more than we thought for the car rental, things like that. So there's always something you're trying to factor in with pricing, but it's also just the fact that you don't want to now go home and immediately have like 2 more weddings to shoot back in the UK as soon as you get back. So he's trying to charge enough that you can actually not do as many, you know, have a week or 2 off in between jobs and not feel too concerned. So that's how I'd think about it with an overseas wedding. You almost want to count it like, I mean, it depends what your prices are, but you sort of want to count it like it's almost 2, because all the days around it, plus the fact that you just get home a bit exhausted and need a slight break, basically. And I'm not editing so as much, and I'm trying to do little bits here and there on the plane, but yeah, you want to have time to now go through all this footage and catch up with the work that you haven't been doing while you've been away, because you're not sitting in the office editing. So yeah, anyway, I think about that when you're thinking about pricing for overseas jobs. Morning. It's about 7 in the morning. I'm in a very small Italian town just over the border from France. And yeah, this is one of the nice things about doing overseas weddings, is sort of make these little trips with family. So my wife and son are here now. They met me in Nice when I flew over from Poland, and we've got a few nice days here, and it's just somewhere we probably never would have come. That's the thing. It's just yeah, the nice thing with the overseas weddings is it takes you to places that you wouldn't have planned to go. Like we went to Bali when my son was 2. We never would have taken that flight, long haul flight and all that sort of thing, when he was that young, if it wasn't for the fact that I had a wedding there, and it was just, you know, it made it worth it. So I think, yeah, one thing I really like about them is just the opportunities it brings, you know. It can make life a bit hectic sometimes, but at the same time, it's getting us out there, it's getting us doing these new things, exploring little towns that we'd never otherwise go to, and then we're going to have a few days in Nice as well, so before my wedding. So yeah, it's just one of those things we probably wouldn't have squeezed in life. So that's definitely a positive. You know, if you can make it into a trip, if you can make it into a bit of family time, it makes these things a lot more worth it. And it's obviously nice that my travel, at least, most of it, is being covered by the weddings that I'm doing as well. And look at that view. Nice little shop, the one tiny little shop. Shuts at 12, so to get in there, get some food for the day. Italy and Spain are probably the two places I can just about get by with a bit of broken language. The lady in the shop didn't speak any English, but I can get through it. I basically learnt enough words that I can get through a transaction in a shop. Not so much in France, so when I go to France, not so easy. Which is another challenge with overseas weddings. So the one I just did in Poland, obviously the whole thing was in Polish, the speeches were in Polish, so I have to sort of chat to the couple about getting them to translate things for me. I'll be sending them little clips of things like the speeches and getting them to translate stuff so I know what to use where, because that is a challenge. Some languages I can sort of guess, but yeah, Polish did not get a word of it. I have a client call in 10 minutes, if I've got the time difference right, which I always get confused about. Really dodgy Wi-Fi in this house. I sort of always try and find places, say they have decent Wi-Fi, but it's something to do with the mountains here, the stormy weather, because there's problems in the town paying for things and stuff, so it's causing all havoc with the Wi-Fi. I'm tethered to my phone at the moment, and I'm hoping that's gonna do the job, because it's a Zoom call, so we'll find out. But it's one of the things about trying to do these things on the road. This wasn't a call that I was expecting to be doing. Normally if I know there's something like this happening, I try and sort of organise things so I've got good Wi-Fi. This is just an inquiry that's come in, and they just wanted to have a chat with me, so I'm just having to do what I can. Nice place to do a Zoom call, but not great if they can't see me or hear me or anything. It's a good reason to have a plan on your phone that has overseas coverage. So I have one with O2 that I don't know if they do this anymore, but if you had a 100 gigabyte plan with them, you got all overseas calls in almost all countries. So I think with O2 were good because you already get Europe. I think they're the last one that still do Europe included in your data plan. So it's like a fair usage of 25 gigabytes, but basically I don't pay any more unless I went over that with them. There's no bolt-on or anything like that. But actually, yeah, the deal I have, where I think I had to pay for the 100 gig a month thing, but it wasn't too much, it was like 20 quid or something. Yeah, that actually gives me America, Australia, pretty much anywhere I've been. Other than Morocco, you pretty much can't get a plan with anyone to cover Morocco. You have to sort of get a SIM card when you get there. But everywhere else that is good, because the tethering is a lifesaver often, because the Wi-Fi can be terrible. Anyway, I've got this call in a minute, so I need to quickly read up on the inquiry, and fingers crossed I can talk to them. Okay, meeting done. It was positive. I think there's a fair chance they'll book. It's a London wedding later in the year. Very nice couple. It's always hard on those calls because I never want to push. I'm never trying to get someone to tell me if they're going to book. I normally just try and keep it fairly sort of just chatty. But sometimes you get the feeling they're pretty much already there. Other times you think, I don't know why we're even having this call. You're not going to book with me. But yeah, that was nice, and my tethering seemed to hold up, which was good, even though my phone was dying, so extra bit of jeopardy there. But all good. I am now going to go over there and find a pizza. Driven over, only about an hour from Italy across the border, but somehow the temperature is way hotter here. It's an interestingly hot for a ceremony tomorrow. I just went to the church, stunning place in the middle of the old town of Nice. So it's going to be beautiful place to shoot. American couple, so everything's in English, so a bit different to the Polish one I just did, where everything was either in Polish or Latin, which made it a bit of a challenge. But yeah, so that'll be nice. And I wanted to go to the church partly to get some B-roll, because I know tomorrow there just won't be time. I'm going to be at prep. We're going to arrive at the church just before the bride, just enough time for me to get set up, and then from there we're straight off back to the venue and couple shots. So it's often the venue that sort of gets neglected in the film a bit, because you're just sort of whizzing in and out, but it's the most stunning spot, so it's sort of crazy not to get some footage of that. So we got some really nice stuff. The light was nice, and it's about the same time of day as the ceremony, which I think is sort of important, because yeah, I could have gone and shot it any time of day, but I could just sort of cut that footage in quite easily now. The light was right, all that sort of thing. Also, going to their rehearsal meant I got to see how the ceremony is going to go, and that's useful for tomorrow, because I'm shooting on my own. So yeah, any extra information for that sort of thing. I don't see this as like something I'm charging the couple for the day before or whatever. I wasn't there to shoot anything. I just thought, go along, see the rehearsal. I get to meet the priest and sort of make sure everything's fine there and where I can film and everything. And it means I can just run in tomorrow, properly stressed, rushing down from prep, just to get set up as quickly as I can. I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm miking, I know where the choir are going to be, all that sort of thing. So that was really useful, and it got me some really nice footage. And I sort of got my bearings of where I'm going to be tomorrow. I have shot in Nice before, but not in the old town there. The heat is the thing that's going to be a challenge. I feel like my cameras could overheat indoors. It was so hot in that church. I am sweltering now. So yeah, I'm always trying to factor that in with like the clothes I bring and all that sort of thing. I've got about, you know, as thin a shirt as I can get, that sort of thing, to keep cool tomorrow, because it's going to be a hot, sweaty day. I'm now going to just back up those few shots I took, recharge those batteries, make sure everything's full for tomorrow. Double check how I'm getting to the prep venue, because it's going to be an Uber, that sort of thing. Nice is a fun place to get around. I drove the last time I did a wedding in Nice, and to be honest, it just didn't really help having a car. You can't park near anything, the traffic is crazy. So tomorrow's all just taxis and stuff like that, which is something I'll work out with the couple afterwards. I'll just get a taxi wherever I need to. The prep venue is a little bit further out of Nice, but it looks really nice. I haven't been there yet, but I have plenty of time in the morning to see that, and then that's the reception venue as well in the afternoon, so plenty of time to get B-roll there. We're going to do some nice couple shots somewhere along the way. Tomorrow won't be quite as straightforward as my Poland one, because it's a different photographer. I've never met her before. I'm not going to meet her till tomorrow, which is fine, but there's always just that added element of like not knowing the person and getting to know how each other work like in the moment, whereas obviously in Poland we were doing photography and video, so Isla knows how I shoot, I know how she shoots, so it was all sort of very straightforward. Tomorrow will be, yeah, just like normal, should be fine. But yeah, now I'm just going to cool off. I'm going to sort out my stuff for tomorrow. I'm going to go and get some dinner. And this hotel actually has a swimming pool on the roof, so I am definitely getting up there for a cool down. Didn't get a chance to vlog any of that wedding today. It was just hectic. We were up at a hotel just outside Nice on a hill that was just a crazy place to get to. The Uber had a hard time getting up there and stuff. And then straight to the church, where you couldn't park anywhere near it, so it was a case of going with the planner, jumping out of the car, setting up in the church, and then it was a long Catholic ceremony, so it's like an hour and a half maybe. And then from there, no time really, straight in the car. I got in the car with the couple, the classic car, and that was nice because we stopped a couple of times on the way back to the hotel, got some really nice footage of them overlooking Nice and stuff like that. And then yeah, straight into the venue. Things were overrunning as they always do, so very short cocktail hour followed immediately by the meal with speeches, and the speeches were a lot longer than they were supposed to be, so that overran. Yeah, they didn't do a first dance because things overran, but it was a really nice wedding. You know, it's one of those things where for me, I've got used to the fact that things don't necessarily, people don't have to have all of the usual traditions as far as I'm concerned. You know, it doesn't matter if there's not a dance here. I just got a lot of nice footage throughout the day and it was great. Some really nice couple stuff, but absolutely knackered. It's a typical thing. Didn't have enough water, didn't eat for 8 hours, felt sort of faint, but that's the way it goes. You know, that's not necessarily unique to overseas weddings, but there is the added stresses. I forgot to bring a plug adapter for my battery charger, so though I always try and bring enough batteries to shoot a wedding, I was slightly worried that I could run out of batteries and I had no way of charging them because I didn't have the like Euro adapter. And lots of the public coming in the church worried about my gear, and you're just sort of doubly worried about everything when you're overseas. Like, I don't want to forget anything from the venue, I don't want to forget a recorder or something, because there's no coming back. It's not like I'm going to drive back. You know, I'm off immediately. So yeah, straight away tomorrow I'm on a train to Marseille because my flight was cancelled from Nice, so that's always fun. So I've had to book a new flight from Marseille. I've got to get a train there. It means I lose a night in my hotel in Nice, so yeah, a bit of added exhaustion, but yeah, a couple of really nice weddings in the bag. So to be honest, I've got some really nice footage. Hopefully I can share some of it. So you know, I'm fine with that. And the next wedding's my brother's wedding, so I'm only going to shoot a few little clips, nothing major, so really it will feel like a break, which is nice. So yeah, that's it for tonight. I'm absolutely exhausted. It's very late and I just want to get back to my hotel and to bed. Final morning in Nice. I'm now off to buy myself a new luggage bag because the wheel was smashed off on my first trip over from London to Poland, and I've been dragging it around with one wheel because I haven't had a chance to get one. So I am now quickly heading out to the shops in Nice to try and get myself a bag. Very excited before heading to Marseille. Home. That was a crazy couple of weeks. I'm sort of glad my brother's wedding, I wasn't really filming it. I was trying to think at the time, if this had been a third wedding, I'd have to fully cover on my own and have all that footage to back up again, and get home and everything. I think that would have felt like too much. So yeah, sort of an interesting experiment there, whether I would have tried to cram in. And I think doing 3 back-to-back weddings overseas without coming home in between, just without some other way of dealing with all that footage and everything, would just feel too stressful. It was already stressful having like a couple of weddings worth of footage on me. I've obviously managed to send the first one back with Isla, but the second wedding I did, I just had it. And yeah, you can try and upload stuff. I've tried that a couple of times, but it depends on the internet you have, and where I was in France it wasn't great, and where I was in Poland it was okay, but I was never going to upload an entire wedding's worth of footage in the time I had to do it, basically. So yeah, I'm just relying on having multiple hard drives, memory cards and everything, and something not disastrously happening to like all of my stuff. So yeah, I think 2 like that before coming home is probably the right thing. And also just the exhaustion of trying to travel that much. My obviously, like I said, I had to get to Marseille from Nice to get a flight to Poland. That was then really delayed by a lot. So we got to Poland a lot later than we were supposed to. So that wedding day, my brother's wedding day, I was just exhausted. Obviously, I had to do a speech. But if I'd been trying to film again for another like 12-hour stint or something, I think that would have felt like a bit much. So yeah, anyway, good experiment in shooting back-to-back overseas weddings like that. I don't have anything else like that this year, but I have a couple more overseas weddings, but not back-to-back ones. I'm going to Italy again, somewhere else. So I could do this again, maybe, but I'm just trying to gauge interest at the moment. I quite enjoy doing it, but obviously if there's not enough interest there, it's probably not going to be worth my while. But if it seems like people are enjoying these, maybe let me know, give the video a like or comment or whatever. Because yeah, I sort of enjoy taking people along for the ride, especially when I'm shooting on my own. And I do have, as you know, I may have mentioned already, I do have a course at the moment I'm running about sort of shooting more cinematically and that sort of thing. And I've been considering the idea of whether or not I could do something on like shooting overseas weddings, or it might be a workshop I do in the future or whatever. So this is a bit of an experiment in that, to see if there's enough interest in the experience of shooting a lot of destination weddings, because that is something I do a lot of. This year overall is a quieter year than most, but still a lot of my work is overseas. Last year, if I'd been doing this last year, yeah, that would have been another level of like hectic. I'm not sure I could have added it in because I was away every month somewhere of the year. This year not quite so crazy, so that's why I've been able to sort of squeeze this idea in. But anyway, I just want to see if there's any interest, so people let me know. If there is, I'll try and carry on, because like I say, a lot of people's seasons might be coming to an end now, but I've actually got weddings in October and November overseas, so it's definitely, I could do at least a couple of more of these basically. And if you've got any questions, anything you want me to answer, maybe I'll do a sort of Q&A vlog at some point or something like that. So yeah, anyway, let me know. Hope you enjoyed this, what I imagine is going to be like a 2-parter vlog of that 2 weeks away, and I'll see you in possibly the next one.